It's Talk Calcio TV here on YouTube. Ciao ragazzi. The semi-final in the Champions League, the first leg at Anfield's just finished. Liverpool 5, Roma 2. Now, okay, Roma got 2 away goals at the end. And the tie's not far from over. But it's not far off being over. Now, let's first of all, I'm not going to be a bad loser or sour grapes here. Congratulations, Liverpool. You know, a great side in Europe. You know, Mo Salah, what a man. But I can't help but hide my disappointment from Roma. Absolute disgrace of a performance. This is the Champions League semi-final. And you can't get up for a game like this. I'm sorry, Eusebio Di Francesco and his tactics. And Roma, the players themselves, have got themselves to blame. Tail between their legs, really is. You know, throughout the game, constantly we saw players arguing with each other. The manager arguing with the players. The manager didn't have a clue tactically. You know, 2-0 down at half-time, do something to change it. And instead, he just stuck with it. He brought on Schick for Cengiz-Under. Okay, Cengiz-Under, like the rest of the Roma team, didn't have a good game. But he didn't even change the defence, the tactics or anything. No, they were so far open. You know, they were running rings round them, Liverpool. This is a semi-final of a Champions League. You know, all right, keep it tight. Now, we know how great inside Liverpool are. You know, I expect Liverpool to win. As long as you give 100%. Well, we did not see that tonight. You know, for years in Italian football, we were the masters of defending. We didn't even give a goal away in a practice match. Even the players wouldn't give a goal away with their kid. What on earth went wrong tonight? On to the game itself. Now, obviously, yeah, okay, Roma played well the first 30 minutes, but it didn't actually look like scoring. Okay, Kolarov had one shot, it beats Clarice, it hits the bar and it comes out. But after that, you know, Mo Salah produces an absolute brilliant effort, gives Liverpool the lead. Then just before half-time, he gets the second goal. But, you know, that ball by Firmino was great. But what are Fazio and Manolas doing? They just stood there like a pair of clueless idiots. The ball goes through, Salah's left in with an easy tap-in. 2-0 right before half-time. To come out in the second half, Di Francesco hasn't changed anything at all. Liverpool then get the third. Mane, you know, Salah down the wing again. You know, the ball's going out of play. Roma players have stopped running. Salah gets onto it. He could have even scored himself. Unselfishly passes it to Mane. Makes it 3-0. And it gets worse. Firmino then gets 2. And, you know, in 68 minutes, you're thinking this could be 6 or 7-0. It's a semi-final of a Champions League, for goodness sake. What was the matter with them? We saw players arguing with Di Francesco, Dzeko being one of them. You know, Nainggolan and De Rossi. Okay, De Rossi, the captain, he was probably trying to kick every ball on the rest of the team. But what on earth was wrong with them? You know, they were just so disjointed. They were just letting Liverpool run rings round them. You know, okay, Roma came back against Barcelona in the last tie of the last round. Okay, 4-1 at the Nou Camp. And they've scored 2 tonight. But let's be honest, Liverpool took their foot off the gas. They start playing last 5 minutes. That's no good. Now, Dzeko, obviously, I will say, took his goal well. Lovren slips over. Then they get a penalty. And I mean, this man, Nainggolan, who went missing tonight, may I add, James Milner handballs his volley. They then get a penalty. Perotti sticks it away. You know, why did Di Francesco not play with Perotti to start with? You know, bringing him on when they're 4-0 down, that's no good, is it? He brought on Schick. Okay, he tried hard. It didn't really make the slightest bit of difference. You know, Fazio and Manolas in defence, really poor, like the whole team. I mean, Florenzi, I thought he would have been a shining light. He was non-existent. I mean, Juan Jesus, I think his yellow card in the first half, obviously he lost his bottle because after that, Salah was running rings round him. You know, I just don't know how, okay, Roma could win 3-0 and they go through to the final. Yes, they've done it against Barcelona, I will admit. But this is Liverpool, and you know, the way that Salah's in form right now, I cannot see Liverpool not scoring at the Stadio Olimpico next week. You know, this was, bear in mind, the great Roma team of the early 2000s when they won the Scudetto. You had Totti, Batistuta, Candela. Liverpool eliminated them in the group stage then. You know, they didn't even get this far to a semi-final. Okay, it's against the odds. You're an underdog. But that's no excuse to say, oh, we've done well, we're getting this far. You know, that mentality is all wrong. You know, I've said time and time again, Eusebio Di Francesco, he could be a great coach of the future. But tonight, we've seen his lack of experience. He's absolutely clueless. You know, the Italian press are going to hammer him tomorrow, and rightfully so. He has got a lot to answer for. You know, Italians' last hope of a trophy in Europe this year, and you perform like that at Anfield? Get beat 5-2 and then celebrate because you've scored 2 away? It was an absolute disgrace. And personally, if it was up to me, I wouldn't even play the second leg next week at the Stadio Olimpico. I'd just let Liverpool give them the game now. They deserve to be in the final. Roma don't. You know, the fans that travelled from Rome to Merseyside to be at the game. And you can't even put up a performance like that? Absolute disgrace. As for the league, now Roma are chasing the Champions League 3rd position now. But I've got to say, all the comebacks against Shakhtar Donetsk and Barcelona, they're not going to obviously, well, they're out of the Coppa Italia, they ain't going to win the Scudetto. I think tonight is going to be pivotal in judging whether Roma have had a good season or not. But based on tonight, it's an absolute farce, and I would just forfeit the game next week and just let Liverpool in the final. I seriously would. Absolute disgrace the way they played. And then try to celebrate they've got 2 away goals when Liverpool had stopped playing because they already won the game convincingly, mind. I just don't know where Roma go from here next week, I've got to say. Tell us what you thought of the game. Excuse the bad temper, but I couldn't help myself tonight. Tell us what you think. Like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. On what was a very bad night for Roma in the Champions League. Lightning doesn't strike twice. Can it really strike a 3rd time? Tell us what you think. Arrivederci. Buonanotte. Ciao.